What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Raw Visuals channel. It's Ricky here, and I'm here to bring you guys another product review. So this product is something that we haven't done before. The people over at Vankyo, we've done a review for them before, and they've sent me over their Matrixpad Z10. So this is a tablet. Yeah, I've never reviewed a tablet before, so this will be the first one on the channel. So I'm really excited to bring this to you guys. So let's go ahead and roll our intro and get right into what this thing features. Let's go. So the first thing I want to say before I get into all the specs and everything about this tablet is, of course, this is not an iPad. This is not anything like Apple quality, something like that. So don't expect some like, you know, crazy iris screen or anything like that, or what do they call them now, retina screens. So this is your basic 1080p screen, and it's a very basic product, but it's actually really cool for what it is, and it's targeted at somebody who wants more of a budget-oriented option, but actually delivers something that is very high quality for what you do pay for it. So, getting on to the features now, this thing features a 10.1-inch IPS screen. It is 1920 by 1200, so it's not exactly 1920 by 1080, but that is something that normally like video monitors, like the one I'm using to I'm looking at right now on top of my camera, it is displayed in the exact same way. So it is kind of meant for 4K content to be kind of squished down. So when you are watching 4K content like on YouTube and things like that, or even on any of these streaming services, when it does squish down to 1080p, it does still look very sharp and it looks very vibrant, and I'm actually very pleased with how things look on this device. And then of course, because it does have that IPS display, the colors are very rich and they're very vibrant. So as I said, the Z10 features a 13 megapixel rear camera, and it's actually pretty good for what it is. It's got a 5 megapixel front facing camera as well. And it does actually allow you to take pictures in HDR, which is really cool to see. And then as far as video, you can record video just at 1080p. I'm going to go ahead and guess it's either at 30 or 60 FPS. I wasn't able to actually find that option. So for everyday use, I'm actually really enjoying this tablet right now. I've actually really never owned a tablet before, but the screen responds, it's very snappy, and then the gestures are all work perfectly. I mean, this is Android, so you would expect that this would work just as well as anything else. And the fact that it's a quad-core processor with 3 GB of RAM in it, makes you have a peace of mind that this is actually very good for, you doing your everyday tasks and stuff like that. And then as far as stuff like gaming, this thing is actually really awesome. I've played a ton of Hearthstone on it, and it runs that game just perfectly. I mean, of course, it's not the most demanding of a game, but being that I used to play it on my phone all the time, it's actually really cool to see it on a bigger screen like this, and see it a lot, larger to my eyes. It's very cool. You can do stuff. Actually, one of the cool features also that I liked is that, of course, you can do Lightroom Mobile on this. And this app is really awesome, looks really great on this tablet, and you can do a bit of photo editing on this thing. And the fact that I used to do that, again, I used to do it on my phone, being able to see those pictures on a lot bigger of a screen, zoom in and really nitpick those little tweaks that you're going to be doing in Lightroom. It's really cool to see that in a tablet, and to be able to do that, and I really enjoy doing it on this device. And of course, because this thing does run Android and it is powered by Google Assistant, of course, works. You can always ask it, that magic question, and ask it to find directions for you or whatever. Use your maps, because it does have GPS built onto it, so you can use the Maps app and pretty much get directions anywhere you want, and it's very useful. Along with GPS, it does have an FM signal, so you can also just plug in your headphones and you can listen to the radio on an FM signal as well. Of course, this tablet is going to be great for doing all of your normal, web surfing, Google, stuff like that, and then of course you can do Facebook, Instagram, all the other social medias that you'd want to do. And then another thing you can do with this tablet also is, of course, do apps like Spotify, where you can get your music that you enjoy and play it. As I was saying before, like when I'm cooking or something like that, or just doing tasks around the house, the built-in speakers are good enough to just take something on Spotify and play it in the background, and I don't think you'll be too disappointed with it. But of course, if you want a better listening experience, I'd suggest just putting on some Bluetooth headphones, or the headphones in the included headphone jack, and just listen to music that way. So as far as Wi-Fi connectivity, this thing is dual band. You can use either a 5 GHz signal or a 2.4 GHz signal, so you do have that option. Now, being that this is a tablet, of course, you can use things like Audible or any kind of ebook reader to read books or listen to your audiobooks, whatever you prefer. But if you're actually reading the screen, even surfing, web pages or something like that late at night when it's a very dim environment, they do have a feature they wanted to make sure that I told you about called eye comfort, and I'll show you that right now. You go into your settings of this thing, you go to your display, and then right there you can see that it says eye comfort, and it says that of course it'll never turn on automatically. You have to go into the settings and do it yourself, but you go ahead and select that setting, and basically what it will do is kind of turn the screen a bit more of an amber color, and it makes the whole screen a bit more pleasing to your eye in a dim lit environment. And apparently it's supposed to help you fall asleep faster. So maybe if you're reading a book before you fall asleep, using this mode right here may help you sleep quicker or something like that, or actually does not hurt your eyes when it's late at night. So that feature is included on this device as well. Now, something with all of our portable devices that always comes up is battery life. So how long will this thing last on a single charge? So they say that it does have a 6,000 mAh battery, and it is supposed to last up to 10 hours. But of course, they always have a disclaimer that just depends on what you're doing. And of course, I've noticed with this device, it depends on how bright you do have the screen. Now, I am like a sucker for visuals, so I usually have the screen turned up all the way to like 100. Now, of course, that'll drain the battery a little bit faster, and if you're playing games on it like constantly for hours, it'll drain the battery a little bit faster. But if you have the screen turned down to maybe just 80%, I think it's at 60 by default, but if you have it turned up just about to 80, so you have it a little bit brighter, and then you're doing, just regular everyday tasks, I think you'll see that it'll be lasting probably about 8 to 10 hours. Now let's go ahead and talk about the overall construction of the device. So it is constructed of, it looks like some kind of plastic mixed with an aluminum backing. So it's not an aluminum unibody, kind of like how the Apple devices are all made, or two aluminum bodies, or like just a screen and an aluminum body behind it. It does have a little bit of plastic on it, and I know that's probably to be able to save money and save resources, but it does have quite a bit of metal on it. If you look at the very back, it's all metal, and then it's just fused together with this plastic piece. And then as far as the screen bezels, I would have liked them to see them a little bit thinner so there's a bit more screen real estate, but again, this is a budget device. You're not going to get the screen-to-screen bezels on a budget device like this. But for what it is, again, it's a great value still. And then as far as thickness, this is not the thinnest device I've ever seen either. I know, the new Apple, new Android devices from like Samsung and stuff like that, they're a lot thinner than this, but is definitely not too thick by any means. It's still very thin and very portable. Even with the case, it'll fit into any of your, portable carrying devices with ease, and I don't think you'll have any problems with that. Another really cool feature about this device is that you can actually use an HDMI cable, because it does have an included HDMI port. You can plug this tablet right into your TV, and you can screen mirror using that, or there's actually a cast feature. If you have some kind of streaming device connected to your TV, or if you have a smart TV, you can cast right from your tablet to your TV, and anything you're having play on your tablet, you can cast it to your TV, and then you can use it kind of like a little bit of a screen sharing device, or like a remote control to line up a whole bunch of different videos. Like in YouTube, you can queue a whole bunch of different videos and have them all play. And then of course, Vankyo was really nice and gracious, and they sent me this really cool tablet holder, I guess, a case you would say or call it. And then you can also use it for a bunch of different ways to stand up like this and watch your content and stuff like that. It's very good for using it when you're laying in bed. You can set it on your chest and actually let it prop up like that. Very cool. And then of course it has the cutouts for the cameras and everything like that. So works really well, and it's this really cool gray, like, I don't know, not felt, but I don't know what you would call this, but it's a really cool looking material, and it's looks kind of like a denim type jean material, but really cool looking, and I really like it. I think these are sold separately, but I would suggest getting this with any device. They also shipped this to me with a screen protector on it, so that was already there when I first got the device, so thank you to Vankyo for sending that to me. So conclusion time, what is my real thoughts on this device? Well, being that it's my first tablet I've reviewed, I actually really do like it. I was going into this with a clear mind. Obviously never reviewed a tablet before, so I really don't have like too much basis for comparison, but it's not like I've never used a tablet before. So I've seen them in stores and I've played around with them before. So I kind of know what to expect. And I mean, a tablet is just like a bigger version of a phone, right? So I've played with enough phones to have a little bit of a starting point. So going into it with that, you know, in mind, I was actually really impressed with this device. Coming in at only $160, I think you're getting a really, really awesome device for somebody who maybe it's their first tablet or wants to replace an older tablet that just isn't cutting it anymore. I think this thing is actually a really awesome value for what it is, and I think you guys will be very happy with it. I am, and I'm definitely using it for a lot of different things that I didn't even think I'd end up using it for. So, you know, thank you to Vankyo for sending this to me. I'm really enjoying the product, and if you guys want to get it, of course, link will be in the description below for the device, the screen protectors, and the case that they sent me. That'll all be linked down below, and it will be on mykit.com, so you guys can, you know, get those links and go purchase it for yourself if you'd like to. But that's really it for me, you guys. If you guys have any questions about this whole device or anything that I talked about today, make sure you leave it in the comments below. I will love to answer all your questions. No big deal there. And then if you guys like this video, make sure you give it a like. I really appreciate it when you do that. Make sure you guys get subscribed to my channel, turn those notifications on so you can be notified when my next video comes out. I'm really excited to bring you guys some more content, and I will see you guys in my next video. Later.